Guys, so today we're going to have a look at the Append tool in Geoflip. The Append actually works the same way in any GIS software. So we're going to start with just the core principles of what we're actually doing when we do an Append. So let's start there.
All right, so there are two main components to spatial data. The first is the location information, so like these points on the map here. And then there's the attribute data. So the attribute data will give you more information about each of those points. So you might have points, lines, or polygons, and then each of those points, lines, or polygons will have a record in the attribute table that gives you more information about that specific location. So here we've got an employees table here, and this might be where we maintain all of our employee data, just as an example. And then after some time, the business grows, so we get more employees, and then somebody sends us a new employees table, another one, and additional employees that just have the new employees here. So we've got Darren and we've got Eric, and they're in different positions around the city. Now we've got the employees table here that we maintain. So we don't really want to have two disparate bits of data, and then as time goes on, we'll get more and more data, right, floating around. So instead of having separate data, we want to merge them together. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can look at this data and you can go and use that as a reference and digitize these. But what's way easier is if we just use the Geoflip Append tool to join these together. So what the Append tool will do is it will take your existing data, we call this the target, and then add or append the new append dataset to that existing dataset. So all the column names will still be the same. So we'll still have name, profession, location. All the Append tool will do is append or add these two records. So Darren and Eric will then be added to the final employee output list, and you'll get the exact same data back just with the new records in there. So let's go have a look in Geoflip and see how easy it is to do it in there. Okay, so I'll assume you know how to log into Geoflip and get to the workspace by now. So get onto the workspace, and we can see in my downloads directory here, I've got the employees shapefile, which is maybe our master data set that we use to maintain our list of employees. And then we've got the new employees file here. So that's the new ones that we're going to then add to the original employees data. So let's go ahead and have a look at our append tool. So we go to append, and we are working with shapefiles. So if we look at the data, these are zipped up shapefiles. And so we're going to select that shapefile format. And obviously you can do DXF and GeoPackage as well if you want, the same thing as you've been used to from the transform. So it will hit the target, select the target. That's going to be employees. That's our original data set, the one with the attribute or column names that we want to maintain. And then the append files is going to be, we've only got one append file, that's just the new employees. So we hit open on that and add. Now I just want to note here that you can add multiple files in the append. So let's say you had a couple more, say another set of new employees, for example, you can go ahead and add that in as well. In our case, we only have the one, so we're going to remove that. I don't want to confuse anyone with the output later. So if we go now to choose our output, so you can also, being Geoflip, it supports multiple formats, right? That's one of the big benefits of the platform. You can export them to any output format that we currently support. Let's just go GeoPackage just for the sake of it. So we're combining a bunch of shapefiles together, appending to the employees, and we're going to output to a GeoPackage in EPHE 4326. So that will be WGS 84. We'll hit apply append, and automatically that will take us to this exports tab, which I haven't explained before on this channel. But the exports tab is a way of asynchronously processing the data in case we're combining really large files together. You don't want to wait around forever. So you can leave your computer, come back and log into your account, and this will be ready to go then. In this case, we've just got small data set here. So we're just gonna that's finished already. So we'll go and download. And now we've got our GeoPackage ready to go. So let's go have a look. So we go to transform again, just so we can upload. And we're going to upload the new GeoPackage file that we've created with the append tool. Upload. And we can see now we've got all 5 employee points here. Let's just buffer it out so you can see it a little bit better.
just go maybe 2 kilometer buffer. All right, so there's all 5 employees all joined together. All right, so anything we've done on the Geoflip SaaS platform itself is obviously also available as part of the Geoflip API too. So if we go to the docs.geoflip.io here and then go down to operations, you'll see we've got the append and we've got the merge as well here too. So we have a look at the append. We've got a little bit more information here about how it works. You can see we've like a really nice graphic here. But if we look at the API call, it is still very simple. Essentially what you do is give Geoflip a list of append feature collections. So this is a GeoJSON example, but yeah, either a list of files or a list of append GeoJSONs. These are the files that you're going to go add to the target. And then obviously you give us the target as well, which is exactly the same. In this case, it's a GeoJSON feature collection. If you're using shape files, you can go down here and have a look at how to do the shapefile or handle the binary files in an append request, but essentially it's going to be a multi-part form, and you're going to hand over all the files as part of the form request, and you can send that through just like you've done with the other regular requests for the basic transformations or conversions. It's just the input is going to be slightly different. You're going to have append.geojson list and then the target as well. And that's how you run an append. In terms of the endpoint URL, it's also very much the same. So it's going to be the same one that you'd use for when you do your normal requests, except with the /append on the end. And again, obviously the asynchronous routes and that sort of thing all works as well. If you want me to make a video on this, I probably will anyway, but put a comment and I'll prioritize making the next more sooner videos. We'll get into the developer stuff. I just really want to make a good foundation for the guys using the SaaS platform first, because that's sort of the quickest way you can get introduced to Geoflip. All right, so hopefully you've got a better understanding of how you might be able to update your data in the future using the Geoflip platform. But remember, the principles around Append sort of work in any spatial platform. And I'd love you to use Geoflip, but yeah, it works the same way in other platforms as well. But anyway, the next video, we're going to be talking about merge. And then after that, we'll do pipelines as well. So stay tuned to the channel, and I hope to see you next time.